Hi, how are you? It's Classon and I'm recording a video for the first time in a long time. Long time for me anyway, because you know how frequent I vlog. I know I kind of promised having some videos more often, but I needed some time to think about whether or not to actually keep making these videos and what I want to do with the videos. I don't just want to, be another person on YouTube or wherever making more videos about nothing. So I've decided to actually keep making videos and on a regular basis, this time for real. And I'm gonna have some personal videos. I'm gonna be blogging a little bit about my personal life as a programmer and some of the other things I do as well, but mainly programming. And also have some shorter videos, kind of like 1 minute tip of the day and so on. Because I do like to share a tip of the day, but sometimes they become so short it doesn't make sense to write a blog post about it. So I'll make some of those videos instead, and I'm gonna keep everything really short because I know personally I hate really long videos. So the reason why I decided to have some personal videos is because they've been requested. I've kind of a little bit had less and less personal things on the blog because this was the advice I was given from some of my friends, which I really respect. And I think they gave me the advice kind of to protect me because sometimes you get attention that you don't want to have, a little bit of trolling maybe, which is fine. And this, let the technical content speak for itself, which would be fine if my purpose with my site was just to get a job. But I have a job and I'm quite happy with my job, and I don't think getting a new job would necessarily be a problem, I don't know. But so the purpose with my site is not to kind of promote myself and what I know, and it's mainly just sharing with people some of the cool stuff I've learned and I'm really excited about, and maybe being able to help some other people as well. So with that said, I've gotten quite a few emails from young developers and people who are looking into learning programming that like to know more about how it is to work as a programmer and how's the day-to-day life. And it seems to be this really big mystery around programming. I don't know where it comes from, but I do remember it when I was considering to learn programming, that it seemed very mysterious. I had no idea how people lived or how they worked or what they did. Because the people I knew that were developers, they weren't so open about it, and they didn't really share this with me, probably because they thought that it was, too technically complicated and I wouldn't understand and so on. But I find programming to be an extremely exciting job, really fun with so cool people in it. So I'd love to share bits and pieces of that. But it's not gonna be the type of videos where I talk about my nail polish for my outfit of the day, unless, I might have some cool t-shirts people are interested in. This one is, and I folded the arms up a little bit and I had to tuck it in at the back because an American small is like a Swedish large. So this one is actually a small, but if I didn't tuck it in at the back, it'd be really big. So I had to kind of curl up the arms a little bit, but it says Xamarin on it. So I got the t-shirt from Xamarin. I love Xamarin, and the developers there are totally cool. So the only clothes I might mention is some cool t-shirts, but they're definitely not the purpose of the blog or the vlogging. I'm not sure what to call it. So if you probably already heard that my voice is really raspy and kind of pitchy. I've had a throat infection for about a week now. My vocal cords are barely holding up. I probably shouldn't have recorded 2 podcasts and had so many conversations on Skype. So it's taking a beating, but I decided to record today anyway because I had the time, since I had a couple of days off work. I just kind of, in between projects, just got out of one project and I'm going back to the base, to the house. I work for Every, and I'm going to go back there tomorrow, hopefully, unless something happens and I wake up like super sick. So I'm going to go back there and see the type of project I'm going to get. I work full-time as a consultant. I know there seems to be some confusion about what I do. Some people think that I am studying. I'm not studying full-time. Well, I'm going to get back to that. But I've been working full-time as a software developer for a while now. But I have been studying full-time as well on the side. So I'm not sure if I should call it full-time because it hasn't been my main focus, and I actually just recently dropped out Yeah, I did. I dropped out, and I'm actually not embarrassed to say it. I started studying testing and quality assurance because I was really excited about learning how to do tests. If you don't know what quality assurance and testing is, this is basically the people who take the code base and, you know, go through it through the system and just test it really rigorously and try to find anything that can break it or anything that is wrong. They can't guarantee quality, but it sure helps checking for quality. And it's really important. It's a really cool job, actually. It might sound for some a little bit boring just sitting there and testing, but it's really exciting. And I quite like it. I don't want to work as a tester, but I couldn't consider myself to be a really good developer without having a very good understanding for testing and everything that comes with it. So I started studying at something called KY education in Sweden. KY stands for Qualified Yrkesutbildning. Yrkesutbildning stands for trade school, so it's a qualified trade school. In comparison to university, where you have the computer science degrees, which are like 5 years long, for me that's an eternity. I'm almost 30 years old, and for me that's just, I've already done that. I have a bachelor, I've studied so much at the uni, I just couldn't want to go through that again. I actually have a bachelor in dietetics and in nutrition, and I started my master in social science, but that's something completely different. I did my computer science as a trade school as well, so it was 2 years, really compact. Was very, very happy with that education. So when the same school offered a nighttime, full-time testing and quality assurance education, I was like, yes, I'm definitely doing that. So the idea was every day after work I would go there and learn testing and quality assurance. Unfortunately, I was really, really disappointed with the courses 1/4 into the education, and I have to say that half of the education you do practical training at the company. So I could say that half of the actual education, where you sit there and the teacher teaches you stuff, has only been theory so far. And that's when I decided to quit, because I've done theory for half a year and haven't yet done a single test. And because I was so excited, I'd already started learning testing, and I already do TDD, and I already knew quite a bit about testing, and I'm comfortable doing tests. So for me, it just felt like I would be bored out of my mind by the time I actually start learning tests. And they had a course on project management, and I've already done that. I have no interest in being a project manager whatsoever. It's simply not for me. I've got respect for those that are, and they do a good job, but I'm not interested in it. And I was disappointed with the education because there was so much theory, and there was so many papers you had to keep handing in, and it was all theory. You know what theory means? You know, you do copy and paste from Wikipedia and you try to rephrase it with your own words, but since you haven't actually done anything yourself, you can't really guarantee that you've learned anything. If you were to do a job interview and they were asking you questions, I'm sure you could provide the right answers, but when you actually have to do those tests, do you really know what you're doing? And the whole idea with trade school is that it's not supposed to be theory focused, it's supposed to be hands-on, and then you do the theory on your own time. Because you can't get away with not doing theory. You have to have that really good understanding, but that only comes with doing hands-on. So I decided to drop out, and I know a lot of the students did, and a lot of them are considering doing that, but many are in a financial situation where they've taken up a loan to go through school, and basically what are they supposed to do if they drop out kind of halfway through the education? Fortunately for me, I didn't have to take up a loan because I'm working full-time, and I also do pluralsight courses, so I mean financially I'm doing okay, so I'm not in a difficult situation. So I've decided I'm going to keep learning testing and quality assurance, but I'm going to do it myself. I'll be using the courses on Pluralsight, which if you haven't heard about them before, I'm going to do a little bit of PR for them because I'm an author there, but also because I really, really like their stuff. It's online training for developers and IT pros. You decide the pace, you do it on your own time, you do it completely on yourself, but you got quite a few resources accessible to you. So, I mean, it's not just videos, it's so much more than that. So definitely go check it out. So that's what's happening with me. I am doing some courses on Coursera. Coursera is online courses, and these are really fun. I usually actually don't do the exams and assignments because I can't with work. I don't have the time to sit down and do the assignments, but I'll do the practice assignments and I'll watch all the videos. And I've done logic at Stanford, I've done done calculus, and I started doing machine learning and a few more things. Since I haven't done the assessments and so on, it's not going to be on my resume, but it's really interesting nonetheless, and I really recommend them if you want to learn something. I asked a question on my blog a while back ago whether you need a formal education or not, which is a really interesting topic to discuss. I'm not going to discuss it here because the video is already getting quite long, but I really hope that if you're watching this and you're considering getting a formal education or not, I want you to really think about what you want to get out of it and how you like to learn and what's important for you. And please, please, please do look at all the options. Learning on your own is not going to be for everybody because you gotta be so disciplined and you have to know what you need to know, which that itself can be quite challenging. I'll make a separate video about that, so maybe I can help you a little bit there. I have a lot of friends that have given me some good advice I can pass on. So if you go formal education, you know, they have trade schools, but in all countries, I believe, they're getting more and more popularity now because the computer science degrees that you get at the uni, which are really long, some argue that they are too long because technology is changing so fast and the schools, they aren't changing their courses or the information they teach. By the time you finish, it's too old. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think there are some things to think about there, but definitely there's a big difference from university to university. So I don't think you can really say that all university degrees are the same. But it is definitely something to think about. For me, it worked really nice to go to trade school. I don't think going to uni would have been for me because of the starting off with really hardcore math in the beginning, and I hadn't done any advanced math. I've done a little bit of statistics when I did my dietetics bachelor, but beyond that, I mean, it's something I'm actually learning now because for the things I want to work with, I gotta know math really well, and I think it's good to have a really good understanding of it. So I'm kind of going, the other way around about it with going to trade school. So if you're considering going to school or not going to school, just look at all the options and talk to people who tried the different options. I mean, ask more than just one person, because you might end up asking a person who's really negative to it. It doesn't mean that that's the truth. So I'm going to make a separate video about talking about my experience and the conversation. I did actually go and interview about 50 students going to trade school, learning on their own. They still call themselves students, although they're learning on their own, and also going to university. So I can share some of the stories they've told, and I'll ask them if I can share some of the videos because I recorded some of the interviews. So it's a very interesting topic, and I'll be talking a fair bit about agile learning in the next few videos as well, which is something I'm a really big fan of. But right now I'm actually gonna see if I can get myself down to the gym. I'm not gonna do any hardcore workout, lift weights and flex like that. I'm gonna go for a very easy run barefoot. I'm a barefoot runner, maybe just a walk. Haven't been outside like in 24 hours, so I should just get outside, get some fresh air and see if my voice gets better. So thanks for tuning in, and more videos to come. And I'm gonna do something about the sound and make sure it's better. Right now I'm just using the sound of the camera, which probably won't be enough. So I'm gonna see if I can find some really good microphone, probably a Rode microphone because I'm a big fan of their microphones. But for now, you'll just have to survive with this sound and the echo in this room. It's a nice old Victorian building, so it's really tall under the ceiling. It's not a big apartment, but it's a beautiful one, but it's tall under the ceiling, so there's a little bit of echo in here. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, take care, and have a fantastic day. Happy coding, bye!